Hi, everybody, and welcome to our show today. We are doing things differently today, and we have two guests, namely Tamara and Joe. Welcome, guys. How you guys doing today?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So today's
Good.
talks will be.
I'm okay as well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Thank you so much. So today, we will be touch basing on the issues that affect us as people, our experiences, because this channel is basically an experience-based channel. So basically, this is a woman who is wearing emotions about how he was treated by my ex-husband, and also how she was treated and is still treated by the court system, mainly in Newfoundland, Cornerbrook. So I will touch base on the abuses that I faced from my ex-husband. So basically, we met online and he had brought me to Newfoundland. So in the event bringing me to Newfoundland, he had never been honest with me. He has never told me the truth about his mental issues. I found out inside the marriage. He has never told me that he's an abuser. What he told me was pretty much brainwashing me that most women hate him. He never really told me that he abused those women. He told me that people in Newfoundland hate him so much, and he don't want me to get to know people and make friends and stuff like that. So pretty much he isolated me because he had pretty much different agendas. So coming to Newfoundland, I knew that he's hated. People don't want him. Yeah, that was the conflicting message that I got. You know what I'm saying? So I faced a lot of abuses in this marriage, namely physical abuse, not being able to do anything about it because he's intimidating me every time that nobody will believe me. Police will never believe me. Anybody, everybody will never believe me because I am not from here. I'm black and he's white. He will be believed. He's ex-military and his father was a city councilor. I faced marital rape in that marriage as a reason why, like, most of the time I like to fast, I like to pray, but he will tell me that, oh, you are fasting in order to deprive me sexually. So must I used to tell him that must I do things just because you want to do it? Like, is it by force just because we are married? So I said to him, I must consent though. If it's not consensual, then it's rape. You know, I don't care how you sugarcoating it. If I don't want to have sex, then if you are forcing me, that's rape. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, I got pregnant. And then in that abusive situation, I got pregnant. 3 months fast forward, I was pregnant. He kicked me out. Before that, he assaulted me, kicked me out. I went to a domestic violence shelter. So I spent most of my pregnancy away from him. We were separated due to abuses. I can talk more and more about abuses, about manipulation, threatening to commit suicide just to get me back from the shelter, harassing me, stalking me. Like, I can go on about abuses. And to know that he abused other women as well, that was very bizarre thing that I had to hear from the court, from the witness or social worker. So so basically, I am not saying that everybody is bad in Newfoundland. I was mistreated by my ex-husband, and I felt mistreated also by the court system, namely the judge, giving a very impartial decision about the case. I know it's not ended yet, but to me, it was impartial that she decided to disarm social workers who are a governing body for safety for children in this country. So how she came about coming with this decision to disarm social worker and introduce the parents of my ex who want nothing to do with me and my child, it was bizarre. So to me, I'm like, okay, how can these people who want nothing to do with us can govern safety on the well-being of my child. So after the domestic violence happened in February 15, 2022, the parents were notified that this has happened. Can you please bring breast milk and diapers that I pumped? The milk I pumped for the child and diapers for the child, they ignored because they wanted nothing to do with the child and myself. The same people are governing well-being of my child and want nothing to do with me and the same child. So I feel like it was unfair for the parents of my abuser to be forced by the court pretty much to do this when they don't want to. So I do not feel like it was right for them not to have an opinion about this, to be just ordered, okay, do this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I can also give you, Tamara, and a chance also to share your experience as well and what you can say about this matter.
All right, so I actually met Bree at a shelter, like she said, when I had left my abusive marriage as well. And when I had met Bree, I did know who she was because her abuser actually assaulted me when I was 19 years old as well. And some of the things that she has went through, I 100% believe her because I know how manipulative and controlling and abusive her abuser is. So we met and she started telling me, like her name. And I said, I gotta stop you there because I do know who you're talking about. And I told her who I was. And that is when I found out that she had actually already known about me because of what this man had said. So just a little bit of my story with this person. I was 19 years old. When I first met this person, I was only 15. And I met him at a church where he had asked me if I was married. And I said, like, no, like I'm only 15 years old. So that was, that. And then I met him a couple more times at different church events and stuff. But it wasn't until I was 19 that we actually started dating. And we only dated for around 2 weeks. But during that time, like, I can agree that he was very controlling. He told me that, like, he wanted me to dye my hair blonde and I had to wear red lipstick. Purple lipstick was ugly. This one day I came out of my house. She's laughing because she knows. I came out of my house and I was wearing like a t-shirt and jeans, and he told me, like, I'm not going anywhere with you. Like, you have to go up and you have to change right now. And he drove around my city for like a whole hour, like just giving me a hard time because of what I was wearing. But then when he assaulted me, it was in his car. And I had said no to sex, and he didn't care. And he proceeded to have sex with me anyway. So that is what we call rape here. That is the term, that is what that means. And after that, I was like only 19 years old. So I was very like naive and forgiving. And I only wanted this person to get help. So I had actually like went to the pastor and I was like, this happened. Like, I really feel like this person needs help. But of course, this person had denied it. The creepiest thing that I think I witnessed with this person was that after he raped me, he looked at me and he said, "Oh my God, did I just rape you?" And I remember, like, in that moment, like, I looked around me and I just seen that we were like in the middle of nowhere. And I thought, if I say yes, he's going to kill me. So I said no. Um, and I just said no. And then I actually spent that time, the next couple hours, convincing him that he didn't. And that is kind of what I want to bring to this conversation, is that when you're a victim of abuse, whether it's rape or physical violence, you don't always recognize in that moment the violation that you have just been through. And oftentimes you'll be in denial, and you'll also try to protect that other person. If you're a normal person with empathy and compassion, then you are going to try to protect the other person, even if it's not consciously, sometimes it's subconsciously, because when you're a good person, you don't understand the evil mind that they have. So you can't comprehend that this person actually wants to cause you harm. This person actually wants to hurt you. So you're doing what you think is normal. So you're showing forgiveness, you're showing empathy, you're trying to reason with this person. But unfortunately, there's no reasoning with a person like that. Right. So that's what I've learned from all of this. And there's more to my story, but I'm not going to go into it. The bottom line is that, her abuser also raped me, threatened my life, got me alone, manipulated me, recorded me, so that when I tried to press charges against him, the police basically said flat out, like, we don't believe you. So the justice system here too also really sucks, because when you go to the police and you say, like, I've been assaulted, I want to press charges, they really do treat you like you're the criminal. They treat you like you're the one in the wrong. And when I remember, even when I told the police officer like what had happened, he was like, why would he do that though? Like, he was just like basically like asking me like, why would this person do this, like certain things that he had done. And I said, like, I don't know, like, I'm not him, so crazy stuff. If it's okay with Brie, I will share one more thing.
Sure, go ahead.
This person that we are both referring to actually also created an alibi for himself. So I didn't know this at the time, but I was hanging out with this guy. I won't say his name. We were really good friends. And this one day he comes to the church parking lot and he starts freaking out at me, saying, like, you calling me a rapist, like, you're saying all this stuff about me. And like, I was completely like baffled. I was like, no, I didn't. Like, I never said that. And like, we were really good friends. So it made absolutely no sense. So of course I was crying. This is when this other person, the one that Brie and I both know, approaches me when I was upset. And that is how our relationship began. And I found out later, because when I called to report this person for rape, one of the things the police officer said to me was, oh, well, you had already said this about somebody else. And I said, no, I didn't. And they said, well, this person made a police report that you did. So that was, frustrating in itself. But then I found out after, because me and this person became friends again, that the person that told him this lie was the guy that raped me. So you could see that this person is very smart. He knows how to work the system in his favor. And you have to be like this amazing woman here to be able to actually get some sort of justice, because he's very hard to go up against. But I'm not afraid. I would say his name, but out of respect for Brie, I'm not going to. But yeah, hopefully this person will be brought to justice for his crimes, and the world will be a much safer place for women.
Wow. Sharing your experience.
Okay.
Well,
1 second.
Oh, okay. So what can you say about the whole thing, Joe? What do you
Come up? What happened? 1 second. My little boy woke up.
What I'm hearing from both of you is mind-boggling, and I cannot believe that this type of thing is happening here in Canada. This is a place we consider safe for all people. I mean, if this type of thing is happening elsewhere, the Canada I know will be leading the fight to fight for the right of women and to defend the people who are not able to defend themselves. And right here, everything you guys are seeing is happening in Canada, of all places. I cannot believe that. It's unbelievable. And both of you seem to have the same similar case, this similar story from the same person. We are Christians, and sometimes people hide behind closed doors and push their case, and they use something as a camouflage.
It's true.
Sometimes people claim to be Christians, but they are really not Christian. If you look at these individuals, he operates through that side of life as a Christian.
Exactly.
So you may not even have room to question, to even ask him more, because you might think he's a Christian, he's a believer, he fears God, but he has agendas behind closed doors. So I am a man, and my father taught me something. And he said, whenever you are with a girl, even if she's your wife, and you ask her to be with you, and she said no, you must respect that. Because my father told me, women have so many different days of their life. Sometimes they are not happy. Sometimes they don't feel good inside them. Sometimes they don't even feel good how they look. Sometimes something else is making them. So once they are not happy, they are not comfortable, you must not proceed with your demand. Don't say, she's my wife, she's my girlfriend, I have right. No, nobody has right over anyone.
Exactly.
God created all of us equal in his own image and likeness. He didn't give anybody right over anyone. So nobody should step on anyone for any reason. Self-control is a problem. If somebody doesn't have self-control, then that person need to seek for help. You know, I've been in this country for many years, and this country welcomed me. I cannot speak bad about Canada in general. And since I've been here, my life has changed. In so doing, I have met good and bad people. But the good has overcome the bad in my own experience. I have nothing bad to say about this country. This is a home for me. And I promise myself that I will do whatever I can to contribute to the progress of this union, this country. But most time, most of us who have come from somewhere, most people think we are a bunch of daft. Like we have, if our place is good, why are we here? I have heard that from people. If your place is so good, why are you here? Or sometimes if you talk about God, if your God is so good to you, why is your place poor? But I try to tell them, it's not really how you think. It's just policy and bad governance. There's something we have that most people from this part of the world don't have. That we have is we have strong family value. We are poor together. We are rich together. We have extended families. We measure our success collectively, not individually. If in my place your brother is not doing well, you are not doing well. You have to help your brother to do well so that your family name remains. Here, most people are on their own, you're on your own. Most people don't care about the other person, even if they are siblings. I have seen parents, they don't talk to their children for years here. They don't even know where they are. They don't know anything about them. Those are not the value we keep where we came from. This very person you guys are talking about, I don't know his background. I don't know how he was brought up. But I believe if he was brought up properly, he will know better. But how can you know what you are not taught? And who was his parent? How were they taught? Was his parent taught by their own parent? These are the problem. So how this person is, he knows how to manipulate the system. He knows how to get what he wants. And he is very aware of the laws. When I heard what both of you said, it's just, there's nothing to, this person is very smart. Is a very smart individual who know how to manipulate the system and everyone around. I listened to Brave first YouTube, and some people might find that to be very abrupt, but I don't see that way. This is a woman who is crying out of emotion. This is somebody who wears her emotion on her sleeve. You know, half of what she said in that video, if that is happening somewhere else, like I said, Canada will be leading the fight. This type of things you guys are talking about is something that happens in Afghanistan, where the women do not even have right, which I know Canada will not support that. So how can now Bree spoke about the judge. For what I know about the way things work, even when the law is silent, common sense prevails. Sometimes
You know, we live at very difficult times in our world these days, where good is bad and where bad is good, where good people like you and I have been oppressed by the evildoers, and where evildoers have been endorsed by the devil to oppress good people like you and I. Do you know why they hate us? Because we got God by our side, and we have truth, and the truth is of God. Let me communicate something to you, evildoers. What's this for? For what? For money? We shall all leave money behind the grave. Shame on you, evildoers. To good people out there, people of God who stand by truth, who has truth and light of God, I want to leave you with a word of encouragement that is found on the book of Isaiah 54:17. That says, "No weapon formed against you will prosper, and you will condemn every tongue that rises against you in judgment." Guess what? We will judge the evildoers. Any tongue that is rising against us right now, at Judgment Day, we shall condemn. I love you, good people. Let's stand for what's right. Let's stand for truth, because truth has power to do one thing, to set us free. I love you with all my heart. This is Bree. Stay tuned.